Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murders of Travell Hamblett and Markeith Wilson. Both were shot on August 12, 2008 at 88th and Bandera Street in the Florence-Firestone neighborhood of LA, according to LA County coroner records. Miguel Vasquez and Xavier Riccardi were subsequently arrested and charged with the murders. The following is the evidence at trial. On August 12, 2008, near 88th Street and Bandera in LA, Travell Hamblett and Markeith Wilson, both African American, were shot in a hail of bullets. Hamblett died at the scene, and Wilson died a few days later at the hospital. From the placement of the fatal bullets, both were shot from behind and were not facing the shooter when wounded. The shooting occurred in the heart of territory claimed by the Nine Dues Bishops. Wilson belonged to the Nine Dues Bishops. Hamblett's gang affiliation, if any, was unknown. The defendants belonged to Florence-Firestone, a Hispanic gang, Riccardi to the neighborhood clique of the gang, and Vasquez to the Joker's clique. Jenkins witnessed the shooting. At trial, he denied having any knowledge of the incident and didn't want to get involved in the case. He was impeached by pretrial statements he made in a recorded 911 call and in a recorded interview with LA County Sheriff Detective Richard Ramirez. According to this evidence, Jenkins saw Hamblett and Wilson walking in an alley shortly before the shooting. While Jenkins was working under the hood of his van on 92nd Street, he heard gunfire, looked up, and saw a gun shooting from a green Thunderbird with two Hispanic occupants. Jenkins heard as many as 15 shots. As the Thunderbird drove off, Jenkins followed it in another car. He called 911, described the Thunderbird's route of travel, and gave the Thunderbird's license plate number, 3JSV491. Jenkins saw the Thunderbird stopped on 75th Street just west of Compton Avenue. The passenger got out holding a gun and entered the house. The driver then drove off. A sheriff's helicopter tracked the Thunderbird's route, and Sheriff Detective Frank Heredia participated in stopping the car shortly before noon. Defendant Riccardi, the driver, was the sole occupant. His fingerprint was later discovered from the driver's seat belt buckle. Two shell casings were discovered inside the car on the rear passenger floorboard, and one was found outside on a windshield wiper. Deputy Heredia administered a gunshot residue test on Riccardi's hand, which when analyzed returned back positive for residue. At around 1 p.m., Detective Stephen Keene collected a scent sample from the Thunderbird for use by a scent dog. Detective Keene went with the scent dog and its handler, Edward Ham, to 1435 East 75th Street, where defendant Vasquez lived in the back residence and Marco Rangel's mother lived in the converted garage. The dog alerted on the sidewalk at the driveway. The dog then led them down the driveway, past the front house to the front door of the back residence. Detective Keene knocked on the door. Hilda Vasquez, defendant's mother, answered the door. Detective Keene observed defendant Vasquez laying on the couch inside. He also saw Marcos Rangel exit the converted garage. Both defendant Vasquez and Marcos Rangel were arrested. Rangel was ultimately released. LA County Sheriff Detective Dean Camarillo, who had 16 years experience investigating Florencia-13, testified as the prosecution's gang expert. Detective Camarillo knew both defendants, each of whom had told him that they belonged to Florencia-13. Following the trial, the jury convicted defendant Vasquez of 2 counts of first-degree murder and defendant Riccardi of 2 counts of second-degree murder. The court sentenced Vasquez to 2 consecutive terms of life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 25 years to life. The court sentenced Riccardi to 2 terms of 20 years to life for a total term of 40 years to life in state prison. Travell Hamblett was 31 years old at the time of death. Markeith Wilson was 25 years old at the time of death.